major art tip, I want to give you a tip on something you must never do with a pastel stick. So if you want to paint pastel paintings like this one, and I call it painting with pastel because it's a much more painterly medium than most people suspect. This was done with pastel sticks and using the tip I'm going to show you today. So the thing is, when you get your pastel sticks, they look so pretty, don't they, when they're all lined up so neatly in their box like this. But they're absolutely no good to paint from when they're in that form. So if you have a brand new pastel stick like this, the very first thing you must do is butcher it, murder it. This will hurt the first time you do it. You'll absolutely hate it. You might see along the on some brands, they actually give you the colour number several times along the label here, so that you can always look it up if you've destroyed the label a little bit. And the very first thing you must do when you get a brand new pastel stick is to peel part of this label off. It's designed for peeling off. That's why there's multiple versions of the colour number on there. Just peel part of it off and discard that. And then what you've got to do is snap the end of this stick off. So I'm going to do that. I get my fingers really close together and my thumbs really close together, and I snap it as cleanly as I possibly can. There's usually a little bit of pastel dust that sort of falls out and all over the place. So I like to do this, say, over a tabletop with a paper towel over the top of it, and then I snap over the top and all the crumbs can fall on there and that can go in the bin. But this is the form that you want your pastel stick to be in to paint from. Most people think they're going to start using the stick on one end and then draw with it like a pencil or a stick of charcoal. But that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is start to paint in pastel. And so you need to have a little portion of a stick like this. And the professional pastelists, you'll see, you'll have great big, a whole set of trays like this. They might have 3 or 5 trays like this. But all of the pastels have been broken up. You can see all the colours that I've started to use here. All of these ones here in this particular tray. This is a fairly new set of pastels. I've broken them up and started to use the end of each of them here. You can see there's little bits snapped off here, there and everywhere. So professional pastelists will have trays and trays of little pieces of stick like this, and they often won't even have the label anymore because they just visually grab the colour that they need. So I'm deliberately holding it like this because in the Zen and the Art of Art book, I've got a copy here, in this book here, I'm going to be very careful because my hands are dusty with pastel. The Zen and the Art of Art book that I wrote, you can see a little tutorial in there on how to pick up your pastel stick. You don't pick it up as if it's a pencil and draw on the end of it. What you've got to do is put the pastel stick down on the tabletop and then make a pincer motion with your finger and thumb and come down over the top of it and pick it up in a pincer motion like this, as if it's a paint roller. So think of it more like a paint roller. So I actually think of this now as a brush, because I can make a brush stroke that strokes straight down and it's the full width of this stick here. So I can work my way around the painting with this part of a stick, rather than trying to draw with the end of the stick, which is never going to work. You've got a big round face here, you've only got a little tiny sharp bit here. Every now and then you want to go into a little bit of detail, so you tip it on an edge and grab that little sharp edge of it there. But most of the time you want to be painting nice big broad brush strokes by holding the stick as a pincer like this and painting with it. So that's your tip of the day. Never leave your precious pastel sticks all in one piece. As soon as you get a new set, start busting them up, murdering them, start snapping their little heads off and get in and paint with each portion of the stick. So that's your tip. Hope you love that. Thanks for watching.